ABC 6 News 11 at 11 starts right now.
Coming up on ABC 6 News 11 at 11, hear from fans as America's big game came to a close this evening. We'll take you to Gillette for the Army-Navy game. And a historic home in Newport is getting a makeover. We'll take you to Bellevue Ave for a look at the progress made on the Isaac Bell House. Plus, a ban on menthol cigarettes delayed another year. Why national health advocates are calling on the Biden administration tonight. We'll get to those stories shortly, but first tonight on 11 at 11. An infant body found at Fort Taber in New Bedford this afternoon. Good evening to you and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Alyssa Azara. The Bristol County DA's office says someone walking along a path by the water found a blanket and smelt an odor of decay. Police responded around 12:40 and found the body. It was then transported to the Massachusetts Medical Examiner's office. The DA's office, state police, and New Bedford police are all actively investigating. New tonight on 11 at 11. Tomorrow's festivities in Westerly have been postponed a week due to an impending storm. The Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce taking to social media saying the Westerly Light Parade has been postponed until next Sunday. The parade will now take place on December 17th at 6 p.m. Officials say they still plan on running the planned parade route from Canal Street to Main Street, so drivers in the area should be aware of this change as well. Meanwhile, the city of New Bedford holding their annual downtown Christmas tree lighting this evening. The event started with a parade at the front steps of the library. City officials, including Mayor Mitchell, were there. There were also performances by the New Bedford Festival Theater and a special appearance from Mr. and Mrs. Claus. East Providence Police holding a Stuff-A-Truck event today and bringing in dozens of donations in the back of their green Bearcat armored truck. Police say the Grinch did make an appearance at the event and tried to drive away with the officer's haul, but they quickly put him to work loading the truck. You are looking at the Isaac Bell House on Bellevue Avenue in Newport. The Preservation Society of Newport County posted to social media saying the historic shingle-style home is undergoing a complete exterior restoration, including replacement of all the shingles. Shutters and windows will also be restored. It's a $3.2 million project expected to be finished up by next summer. Now to some other local headlines we are tracking tonight at 11. Gillette Stadium hosted the 124th Army-Navy game with a sold-out crowd, filling the parking lots with excitement. Our digital reporter TJ Albin caught up with tailgaters and joined in on the fun surrounding Gillette Stadium.
For the first time ever, the Army-Navy game is at Gillette Stadium, and I had the opportunity to talk to fans and play some cornhole because it's college game day in Foxborough.
It's my first Army-Navy game, so it's extra special for me, especially with both of my parents going to the Naval Academy, so I decided to come out and be festive, and that's what we're doing.
There's no other energy, there's no place that feels like this when it comes to college football.
You know, it's always a reminder of how special these young men and women are and the commitment they make to our nation.
I mean, this is great for us because we're actually part of the 101st Field Artillery Regiment, Alpha and Charlie Battery, which we are from Massachusetts. So for this game to be here, this is huge for us. We enjoy all the people that came here. I mean, we're super excited.
I also had the chance to catch up with broadcaster and former Patriot Scott Zolak about today's game here at Gillette Stadium.
It really is the Super Bowl of college football. It's America's game. These kids do not have jobs. They work for the government. They're not on NIL money. You look at what they study, surface warfare, aerospace engineering. These people will be protecting us in less than 4 years, and God bless them.
Go Army-Navy! I'm TJ Albin for Providence Now.
Well, you may have run into some problems when trying to make it to the game this morning. Foxborough police say Coasset Street was shut down after a box truck crashed and slid down an embankment. It happened in the area of East Belcher Road. No word on any injuries at this time, but drivers were asked to find alternate routes for their morning commutes. In Warwick, hundreds of residents gathered for the first ever Rolling Strolling Oppanog Winterfest this morning. The festival kicked off with a parade and hosted local vendors, food trucks, live music, and a scavenger hunt. Mayor Frank Picozzi says the event saw a great turnout, and those in attendance say they're already looking forward to the next one. You are now taking a live look outside over the city of Providence. Check out that fog out there. Let's get a check on the forecast now with meteorologist Kelly Bates. Kelly, that sure looks a lot different than our earlier show at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We had unrestricted visibility when we last spoke to you at 6 o'clock, but now visibilities are way down. And it's not just in Providence, it's across areas of southern New England. So right now you can just make out the lights that are sort of in the immediate vicinity. We have a current temperature of 44. Our dew point matches our current temperature, gives us the relative humidity of 100%, which we're seeing in the form of this fog. Visibilities are down in a variety of places across southern New England. We're at a 1/4 mile in Pawtucket, 1 3/4 miles in Westerly, 1/2 mile for New Bedford, 1/4 mile in Taunton. When you see 1/4 mile visibility like they also have in Worcester, that is enough to impact road travel. So if you still have somewhere to go, you may want to leave yourself a little extra time to get there. We saw a couple little showers scooting right on through. That's not the rain event that we're looking forward to. That's still well to our west, working its way through Ohio, just getting into western portions of Pennsylvania and New York State. That front is very strong and actually caused for a tornado outbreak in areas of the south tonight. But for us, it's going to be a big rain and wind maker. So we do have some mist around right now. Overall, your overnight time frame will include mostly cloudy skies. Clouds will be here in earnest for tomorrow morning, along with some more patchy fog. And then the rain arrives. I'll let you know when you can expect it and how much will be left when the storm leaves, coming up in just a couple minutes. Alyssa?
Kelly, thank you. Turning now to headlines we are tracking from across the nation tonight at 11. University of Pennsylvania President Liz Magill, who faced sharp criticism after her testimony on Capitol Hill earlier this week on anti-Semitism, has voluntarily resigned. During her testimony, she declined to say that a call for genocide against Jewish people violated the school's code of conduct. Take a listen.
Just days after her testimony before Congress, embattled University of Pennsylvania President Liz Magill voluntarily resigned from her position on Saturday, saying in a statement, "It has been an honor to work with our faculty, students, staff, alumni, and community members to advance Penn's vital missions." Scott Bach, chair of the University Board of Trustees, also submitting his resignation. Since the October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel and Israel's bombardment of Gaza, college campuses have been experiencing growing tensions. Magill, along with the presidents of Harvard and MIT, have been accused of failing to condemn anti-Semitism on their campuses. All three testified before Congress on Tuesday. This exchange prompting calls for Magill's resignation.
I am asking, specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
Hours later, Magill issuing an apology posted on Penn's website.
I was not focused on, but I should have been, the irrefutable fact that a call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate.
Harvard's President Claudine Gay also questioned on Capitol Hill.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
The next day, Gay issuing a statement saying that calls for violence or genocide against the Jewish community or any religious or ethnic group are vile. They have no place at Harvard. The Department of Education has opened investigations into 10 universities and colleges where students are reporting high incidents of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. The University of Pennsylvania and Harvard among them. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
In New York, Governor Kathy Hochul sending a clear message to colleges and universities across the state. That being, they can't discriminate or allow hate messages to circulate on campus. Hochul releasing her statement after Harvard, MIT, and Penn State's presidents testified on Capitol Hill and failed to denounce anti-Semitism. She further said that the state will take aggressive action against schools who don't adhere. Turning now to our focus on your health at 11. It's that time of year again, many people gathering with friends and family for the holidays, but the CDC says those gatherings could help spread respiratory illnesses, including COVID, the flu, and RSV. Officials say 15 states and New York City are seeing high or very high levels of respiratory illnesses. RSV hospitalizations also remain high among children under 4 and are increasing in adults over 65. Doctors say vaccinations are the best defense against the illnesses, especially for older and pregnant patients.
RSV is a virus that causes an inflammation of the upper airway. and also leads to a lot of secretions and mucus production. The vaccine can then help them produce antibodies that they can transfer via the placenta to their fetus.
Health officials recommend everyone get their updated flu and COVID vaccines as well as RSV shots if eligible. It often takes 2 weeks for the shots to reach their full potential, which would be just in time for Christmas and New Year's celebrations. A long-awaited ban on menthol-flavored cigarettes is being delayed, and now the NAACP is expressing disappointment with the Biden administration for delaying the ban. More than 83% of black smokers choose menthols, according to a 2020 national survey on drug use and health. Meanwhile, public health groups say the Biden administration is putting politics over people.
If you don't ban menthol flavor, you send a clear message that black lives do not matter.
It's becoming a political issue because of black leaders trying to make it such. You know, you have black leaders that are taking the stand of tobacco companies rather than saving black lives.
A ban would only allow the FDA to regulate the sale and distribution of menthol cigarettes. Enforcement would focus on retailers, manufacturers, and distributors, not individuals. Still to come on ABC 6 News at 11. The latest in Gaza as death tolls continue to rise between Israel and Hamas, and more on the effort to bring hostages home. Plus, meteorologist Kelly Bates is here in the Weather Center with a look on some potentially wintry weather we've got coming our way. Stick around.